All aboard. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be or watching me from. My name is Mazi Chijoke Onobogu. I come again to you today, being Friday. We normally come on every Friday to praise people that are doing great and wonderful job in Biafra land. Now, this time around, we have a video to show you. It's in 4 segments. The first one, second, third, and the fourth. The grand finale is the fourth. Okay, now this video deals with a lot of things that I want you, when you're watching this video, put it in Biafra context. Think Biafra when you watch this, because it will touch every aspect of whatever you're doing, whether in business line, whether anywhere you are. It's going to touch everything. And this video that I'm going to show you, part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4, deals with leadership. It deals with leadership. It deals with accountability. It deals with your belief systems. It deals with faith. Now, if you watch these videos that I'm going to show, if you watch these videos, think Biafra. That will show you the kind of leadership that Mazi Kano has. It will show you that that man, Nnamdi Kano, is a great leader. It will show you how great he is. He knows what he's doing. I admire that man so much. I admire him because he knows what he's doing. If you check, anytime he comes on his program, he say he is the leader. Excuse me. He is the leader, not a leader. He is the leader. And I believe him. He knows what he's doing. He's shown ability to lead. He is a great leader. And I hope a lot of people, every one of you, will learn from him. We are here to praise him, and we're here to praise the coordinators that he has installed, that are running things, small groups, that are running small groups. We are here to praise them, the coordinators. Now, for you to be a coordinator or a leader in one of these small groups, there has to be some kind of character that you have displayed that made the leader pick you to run the affairs as a coordinator, as a leader of that little particular small group. See, a leader is supposed to take care of that which it has been given him to take care of. Like they say, to whom much is given, much is expected of him. So now, the leader appoints you as a leader. There's a difference between the leader and a leader. So this is where all these videos come in. If you're a coordinator, if you're a follower, if you don't have any office per se, you're just a follower, you will learn something from this. This 4-part video is going to show you the amount of pressure that the leaders or the leadership that the leaders are taking. The amount of pressure, external pressure, internal pressure. It will show you what Mazim Nandekano is battling. He's just not battling the external pressure. He's battling both external. Even the internal pressure is even worse than the external aggression. So what I want you to do is watch this 4-part video. Watch the first one, second one, third one, and the grand finale, the last one. From my own perspective, I believe you can gain something, you can grab something from it. See, Mazim Nandekano, the leader, he appoints you as a leader. Don't let it get to your head. There's some kind of character that you displayed that made him to appoint you as a leader or as a coordinator. And when he does that, then you get up there as a leader or as a coordinator of a group, then you think you have arrived. You get it made, you have arrived. Then what? You start looking for resources, forgetting the struggle, forgetting why you were appointed to lead a group. You start looking for resources because of, wickedness, enviness, jealousy in you, that you start looking for resources, but you don't have the strategy. See, Mazim Nandekano has been mandated by God, and he's got the mantle from God. He's got the strategy from God to lead this thing that he's leading. He appoints you, you get up there, you start looking for resources instead of you trying to, because he gives orders. You either abide by the orders or you get away. It has happened to a lot of people. It has happened to a lot of people because they didn't want to follow orders. They were looking for resources and they don't have the strategy. See, with resources and you don't have the strategy, you're gonna go broke. It's just like, like, to me, I'd rather have the strategy than resources. See, Nnamdi Kanu has got the mantle and the strategy. And when you have the strategy, you will win all odds. You win anytime, at all times. So watch this first part, second part, third part, and the grand finale, the last part. We break it up in 4 different parts, and we come at you every Friday. So it's going to take 4 weeks. It's little short videos, but it will awaken your consciousness to this struggle. And moreover, it will teach you a lot. You will understand. And let me say now, when you watch this, think Biafra. think the leadership, think where we're going. So, if you are appointed as a leader, please don't get up there and feel like you have arrived and you start looking for resources. That wouldn't cut it. So right now, I'm going to play the first part. Watch it, listen, think Biafra when you're watching this. Put it in Biafra context. Watch.
If you're looking for me, I'm not up there. I'm up here. You may be seated. If you're looking for leadership, you don't always have to look to the front to find it. Great leadership doesn't start out on the stage. It doesn't start out as governors or mayors or presidents or CEOs or managers. Great leadership starts out in the back. Today we're going to be talking about leadership, and before you do, we want to prepare your hearts and minds by understanding that leadership starts in the pews. If you're in a church, it starts in the pews. If you're in a business, it starts down in the janitorial booths. It starts with menial things. That's why the Bible said, despise not the day of small beginnings. You have to understand, though, and I want you to get this in your mind and in your heart, and most of all in your head about leadership. When you begin to grapple with leadership and life begins to move you along, career, opportunities, or I believe the presence of the Holy Spirit begins to move you along, because promotion really doesn't come from the east or the west, it really does come from God. It is possible for life to lead you faster than your mind is prepared to handle. God can move you into such a place that positionally you are in a state of leadership, but mentally and emotionally you really haven't got a grip on what life has handed you. And if you don't know what you have, you don't know how to take care of it. If you don't know how to take care of it, you can mess around and lose it. The truth of the matter is, leaders come from ordinary places. They deal with ordinary issues. And I'm going to share some things with you that I think are very, very helpful for you to realize. First of all, I want you to understand that when you're saying to yourself that you want to be a great leader and you want to really go the extra mile and you want to do what has to be done, you're asking for trouble. You are absolutely asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble. And if you think about this a minute, you'll learn a very important concept that I think you need to understand. In the corporate world, in the business world, they actually pay you more money as you move up the ladder with more responsibility, okay? So if you are a superintendent, you might not make as much as a general manager. A general manager might not make as much as a regional manager. A CEO would make more than a regional manager. Let me tell you something. They're paying you for conflict. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It's not enough to have the degrees. What they're paying you for is your ability to manage conflict and pressure and struggles. Let me speak it, since I'm in church, let me speak it in biblical language. To him whom much is given, much is required. And so the more that is placed into your hands, the more you have to be able to handle and deal with and to be able to manage it. And I want to say something to you, to those of you, all of us are leaders in some way. All of us are leaders, whether you're leading your children or whether you're leading your family or just leading yourself. Sometimes it's hard to get yourself to act right. But as we go up in levels of leadership and we begin to develop more responsibility, we also begin to embrace more pressure and more problems and more adversity, and new levels bring new devils, bring new challenges, bring new opportunities, more of everything. Somebody just say more of everything. So when you are where you are right now and you say, I can't take this, I can't handle this, I don't want any more, this is driving me crazy, you are saying, I don't want to go any higher. You are rejecting the call to move forward, because moving forward and moving up means more problems. In fact, the problems that you're dealing with right now may be the fact that you are in training for the next level of leadership. If you don't let it break you, if you don't let it destroy you, if you don't wimp out and let it beat you down, if you just master the situation, refuse to be intimidated, and learn how to manage the stress on the next level, then doors swing open. There's this magical thing about life, and I believe it's divinely inspired. You know how you go to the grocery store and you stand at a certain spot, you haven't even gotten to the door yet, but when you get in close proximity, the doors just start opening. When you can stand on a level of life where you're dealing with opposition and pressure and turmoil and take a licking and keep on ticking, and it might have stressed you out, you might have felt the pressure, you might have felt like breaking, but you didn't break, doors just start opening up for you to go to the next level. I'm going to talk more about this in a minute, because when I start talking about dealing with conflict, all of the conflict is not external conflict. Some of it is internal conflict. Because when you come from back there and you start moving up further and further and further, and every step you take takes you to a different level of life and living, sometimes your life is moving faster than your mentality. You can have the desk you dreamed about, the position you wanted, the ministry you wanted, the opportunity you wanted, and everything moved up except your perception of yourself. Are you following what I'm saying to you? And we're going to share some things that I believe will prepare you for the next move. And I want you to understand something, that when God begins to move you along in life, it's not an elevator, it's a step-by-step process. So many people attempt to move forward in a rapid motion. They want to go from midnight to morning. They want to go from the basement to the presidential suite in one step. That's not what you want. You don't want to take the elevator, because if you take the elevator and you get it too fast, you can't handle it. You can't handle it. I know you want the money, but you can't handle the pressure and the problems and the conflict and the criticism and the opposition. And so God has designed it that you would move along in steps, in stages, not too fast. And every time you take a step, you have to kind of balance yourself and get used to this level of opposition, this level of controversy, this level of conflict, this level of criticism, because again, that's what they're paying you for, is managing trouble. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? And just as soon as you get it all down pat and you've mastered it and you say, good, I'm comfortable now, this is now my new normal, I'm okay with it, then all of a sudden you take another step. You're back in a situation where you're learning again, and you're being hit in places you never expected to be hit before, and you're dealing with life on another level. And that happens whether you're in a corporation, whether you're in a church, or whether you're a family and you just had another child. Every time you have a child, new conflict, new problems, new things to deal with, more to manage, more to handle. You just got used to having one, you come back from the doctor, now you're getting ready to have two. Everything's got to shift, everything's got to move. Everything you learned about the first child doesn't work on the second child. Come on, somebody knows what I'm talking about. But God is so gracious, because he leads you along in steps and stages. And periodically, he will stop the process, allow you to evaluate where you are, to better understand where you are, and put you in a position that you can deal with your heart and mind and emotions that may still be back there where you started. And people are jealous of you and envious of you and fighting you, and they don't understand that you still perceive yourself as if you were where you started, but the steps of the Lord are leading you higher and higher and further and further and further than you've ever been before. Touch somebody and say, take another step. There's another step waiting for you. There's another dimension of life, another dimension of leadership, another dimension of problems, another dimension of conflict, another dimension of faith and finances and family and all of that. And if you don't break, and if you don't bow, and if you don't quit, and if you can maintain your faith in the middle of conflict and opposition, if you can neutralize controversy and learn how to take a licking, keep on ticking, keep your mind together, keep your wits about you, then God has ordered steps for you. And I want to tell you something. Your eyes have not seen, your ears have not heard the things that God has in store for you. He has a blessing for you. He has a promise for you. And all you have to do is stop complaining about where you are. Because when you complain about where you are, you do like Israel. You wander around the wilderness because you're not eligible to make the promotion because you're grumbling about the level you're on right now. You are canceling out the opportunity to go to the next level if you stop murmuring and complaining and say, I thank you for this conflict. I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for this controversy. I thank you for this training. I thank you for this opposition. I thank you for this enemy. Order my steps, Lord. Order my steps. Get me ready. I trust you. You wouldn't lead me into this position if you had not equipped me with everything I need for where I am right now. Are you ready for this? Touch 3 people and say, take another step. 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 Don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. Don't bow. Don't break. Don't give in. Don't collapse. All you have to do is take another step.
Now, I believe you have seen the video. I believe you have seen this part 1. There's more to come. There's part 2, part 3, and the grand finale, part 4. Don't miss it. If this is your first time watching us, please click the subscribe button and the bell icon so that whenever we drop our videos, it will notify you. If you've been following us, please continue. We beg you to continue. We are bringing new stuff, new things that will make you want to see more of our videos. Please share this video, like, share, subscribe. We'll come to you next week. Thank you for watching.